Yeah. Eriwo ya, eriwo ya, ọmọ eriwo ya, àyàgbó, àyàtọ̀, ọmọ eriwo ọ̀sìn pé mo ṣe ẹ̀là ìbọ ṣiṣẹ́, ogbó, atọ́, aṣọ eriwo eriwo fún. So we like to learn some stuff from the knowledge of IFA, basically from the old, like our alignment and how we relate with the spirit and the officials. So we talked about ìwà pẹ̀lẹ́, we talked about orí, we talked about Ifá, babalawos, taboos, and so on and so forth. But today we would like to talk about patience. What's the benefits, the advantages, and disadvantages of being patient? Patience, we all know what patience is, but to be able to understand well and to get some points from what Ifa is telling us about patience, we have to look into some odus so we understand what Ifa means when we say patient. Because they say ẹni tó lè tẹ̀lé èèrà ló lè tẹ̀lé Ifá. If you cannot follow an ant, you can never follow Ifa. And for you to follow an ant, you need a lot of patience. Patience and focus. Because when you see the ants, they are always in groups. They work together in groups. They make divisions of labors. All of them, they work except for their kings and the queens. All of them, they work together as one. So there is one lesson from them when they say, if you can follow an ant, you can follow Ifa. So what do we have to say when we say patience in Ifa? Let's look at this Odu. Ofun by the right, Otura by the left, which the Babalawo call it Ofun Tola, Ofun Otura. This Odu has speak a lot about patience, endurance, and adaptation, and faith. It talks about faith. So from this Odu, he talks about Onitola. From his faith in Ifa and patience, he gains after a lot of sufferness. He gained a lot after a lot of sufferness. So let's continue with our Odu. If I say I'm coming, please, I want my people to be showing up. Yeah, you're welcome. So if I says bójú ò bá rí ohun bí okùn kò lè rí ohun bí idẹ adífá fún Onítọ́lá ọmọ atara àgùntàn sọlá. What is Ifa trying to tell us from this Odu? Onítọ́lá is a farmer and he has been doing a lot. He has been working so hard, but there is nothing to harvest at the end of the day. So he went to Babalawos to make a consult, and when he made the reading, the Odu that came is Ofun by the right and Otura by the left. The Babalawo start chanting Ifa, start reciting the odus, and when it gets to some point, they tell Onitola that you need to get a ship. If you get a ship, you start rearing the ship, and from that ship, there will be success for you. But Onitola doesn't doubt the Babalawos because he knows that the first word, if it doesn't come to pass today, it will be manifested tomorrow. So he take this and do what the Babalawo asked him to do. He started rearing a sheep. He got a sheep. So whenever he's going to farm, he will take a sheep along. Days after days, month after month. He's still having the faith in the first word that one day he will be successful. So on a sunny day, when he was trying to do some work on his farm, so he heard a voice that said, tójú ò bá rọ̀ bí òkun kò ní rí bí idẹ, and he is the only one, he was the only one at the farm. He was surprised. Ogbuato. He was surprised. Like, where is this voice coming from? He looked at the back. He didn't see no one. He continued with his work. He heard the same voice again. Tójú ò bá rọ̀ bí òkun kò lè rọ̀ bí idẹ. As he stand up to look back, then he sees that he is the only one in the farm. The only living thing that is with him on the farm is a sheep. And how could a sheep talk? He was surprised. Then he goes to the palace to make a report because this is so strange. He has never seen a sheep talking. And when he remembers what the Babalawo told him that from this sheep you will be successful, then he changed the game. As he gets to the palace, it was the issue that comes before him. Eshu went to the king to tell him that somebody is coming to lie for you, and if you want to win him, you have to go on a bet. If he is telling you the truth, you tell him that you're gonna share everything you have into two and you give him part of your property. But if he lies, you tie him and you set up a fire to burn him where everybody will see him because he's trying to lie for a king. So as he got to the palace, the king is already aware of what he's about to say, but he doesn't know the particular thing that is going to happen. So when he got to the palace, he summoned the kings and the chiefs. Everybody were present. Then he told them that his sheep was talking to him when he was at the farm. Everybody said it's a lie. The king have to call all the villagers, all the people in the town to come and see what's about to happen because he already knew that somebody is coming to say some things, and what he should have told the king is that he is coming to lie. But he wants to make him as a scapegoat for other people because of what Eshu said, not knowing that Eshu is on his side because of the effort that he has already made. So when Onitola gets to the palace and tries to explain, then they summon all the people in the village to come and see. Then Onitola asked his sheep to talk. The sheep doesn't say anything. He was surprised because they are already on the bet that if the sheep doesn't talk, they will set up a fire and burn Onitola alive. He is begging the sheep to talk. The sheep doesn't respond. Then they light up the fire. They set up the fire. They put Onitola on top of the fire. They were roasting him. He was shouting. He was shouting, crying so hard because he has thought that life has ended. He wanted to start regretting the words of Babalawo. But Eshu said, whosoever that make Ebo is going to support them. So as the sheep saw Onitola crying and shouting so hard because of the pain, then the sheep said, tí ojú ò bá rí ohun bí okùn kò lè rí ohun dídẹbídẹ. That if you don't go hard or strive hard, you may not win. And with patience, because if Onitola doesn't have patience, he wouldn't have gained what he gained. So they all learn from the word of the sheep that bí ojú ò bá rohun bí okùn kò lè rohun dídẹbídẹ. There is a lot of patience behind every success. You don't have to rush, because if you rush, you will do what you suppose not to do, and at the end you will start regretting, because when it happens it will not be yours only, it will be for anybody around you. Not only you will face it, you are not going to face it alone, you will face it with everybody that is around you. That's why you have to do good. You do good and you let people see the good in you. And we talked about some things the last time, like on taboos, betraying, backstabbing, snitching, which are the taboos for Babalawo. And we Babalawos, especially the youth, are not making use of this stuff. Like, we don't care. Everything we want is money. And some people say some are trying to take some people down because they have followers or they have a lot of people. No, what we are trying to let you know is that we don't want anything that happens to put every babalawo involved, to get every babalawo involved. No, anybody that do shit will face it alone. You don't put every babalawo, because when it happens, it will be the young babalawos. It will not be their names alone. They will not mention their names. They will be mentioning all the youth babalawo that some are. We know everybody is under training, but under that perspective that we are under training, we still have the quack and the professional. The professional that take their time to learn and study, and the quack that doesn't need, that they are ignorant. They are ignorant. They don't want to learn. All they want is money. That's the babalawo and babalariwo. That's the difference between babalariwo. They are always shouting. You see them here. You see them there. They work for fame. They work for titles, because that's the only thing that can boost them, since they have no knowledge. And whenever they see people with titles, they know they are big people. Ifá says èké ni òótọ́ ń bí, Ifá dídá ọ̀dàlẹ̀ ni òótọ́ ń bí, ìbò gbígbà tán bá ń yọ́lẹ̀ dá àwọn abẹ́nu á máa yọ́ wọn sí. Ifá doesn't want a manipulative person to be making a reading for people, because you will be lying. No matter what, you will be lying. That's your character. Because your character, before you change your character, you have to work on your own. If your Ori is not complying with you, your character can never be good. You can never have a better character, no matter how you do it. Because it's not what you just started. You've been doing it since maybe some years back, that you started doing shit, and you want to stop one day without appeasing your Ori or without connecting your Ori to your Iwa. It can never work for you. Èké ò tán bí Ifá dídá, ọ̀dàlẹ̀ ò tán bí ìbò gbígbà. A betrayer should never be there when they are requesting for a message in Ifa, because the betrayer will be saying other things. He will never be truthful. Tán bá ń yọ́lẹ̀ dá àwọn abẹ́nú á máa yọ́ wọn sí. When they betray, there is surely karma for them. They have their karma, and when their karma start to eat them, you mind your business, because if you don't mind your business, you will get involved, and the karma will whoop you all together. If you don't learn to mind your business, because there are some people that are meant to suffer for some stuff, some things. So if you don't learn to mind your business, you will get involved. That's it. We are not talking to anybody, but we are trying to enlighten ourselves. When you see a babalawo, a young babalawo that is making a ritual or appeasement or ebo, and there is one old baba sitting down watching him, you should have known that he is so competent. That's why the baba is sitting and watching him to do the stuff. You will see it not. That's why we say how IFA works here is not how it works on the internet. Here we have respect, and why we give them respect is not because of their knowledge only, not because of the wisdom, but because of the character. They have character, they have good character. They don't bully, they don't get jealous. Almost the babas don't go out, they barely go out. If there is no venerations like Oseifa, Ose, or Osefo Orisha that will take them out, or they have a party, don't expect them outside. They will be inside reciting or retrieving their odus, their forgotten odus, or they went to their friends to share knowledge, because those baba that you see are still learning, despite we that we are still young. And you should never compare somebody that went to a institution for a year and a half to a boy that is walking around the baba's house to house to learn. They have genuine stories. Don't compare those little kids that walk around the street to learn from house to house of the baba to the one that went to an infant institution for a year and a half, because you are comparing a quack to a professional. It's not about modern civilization. There is no civilization in learning IFA. The only civilization that is there is how we learn on the internet, how we give ourselves knowledge, and you can never compare the knowledge on the internet with the one you take from the babas, because you know the tongue and the dialect in Ifa is based on Yoruba, and before you can speak Yoruba, I'm talking about genuine Yoruba, not the Yoruba that we used to communicate, the genuine one, the root of the Yoruba. If you want to know about it, you have to move closer to elders. You go to the Babas to learn. That's why if I say, ẹ má fi sùúrù pe sùúrù. If I say sùúrù, don't say sùúrù. Ẹ má fi sùúrù pe sùúrù. If I say sùúrù, don't say sùúrù. You see, not talking of not getting the dialect. So, and somebody said, if you want to know a Babalawo, you call them on video call, tell them to chant 2 verses of the Odu Odu. If they can't, don't send them money. A lot of people will never do that. You will never see a Babalawo again if you ask them for that, because you will be shocked when you know that your Baba is nobody. But you, we can't be saying that, since everybody is learning. We learn every day. So, and you don't underestimate nobody, because where you put me today, you may not meet me there tomorrow. So you don't underestimate nobody. And we have to learn to manage. As a young babalawo, we are too greedy for money. We have to learn to manage stuff, and we need endurance, and we need to show love, not about calling them family but treating them as family. We know that we have omawos and we have clients. That's how it is from the start too. Some people can come to you for work only based on their problems, and they will go. They are your customers, those are clients. And the ones that come to learn under you, or to be under your protection and guide, they are the one called omawos. They are the families. So there should not be mixture. Let's know the difference between omawo and family. Oh, So let's try and follow the word of IFA. IFA has laid a good foundation for us. We should not spoil the work of our babas, because if this is how they are doing it, Ogbo Ato, Afẹ́rẹ́wẹ̀wẹ̀. IFA said, ìjọ tá a bá rí kéré ká jẹ kéré, babaláwo ẹ̀sìn ní bá fẹ́ sìn. Ìjọ tá a bá rí wọ̀mù ká jẹ wọ̀mù, babaláwo àgùntàn ní bá fàgùntàn yàn. Torí kéré tí ò jẹ kéré, okoloko ni ó yá sí. The one that see little that can manage the little will surely goes into other people's boundaries and to do nothing but steal from them, because you are never satisfied with what you have. And if I said, if you can manage the little, the big one will come to you. That's what Ifa says. And it may be taking you too slow because you are doing good. Don't see others as oppression. Focus on your lane. Ìjọ tá a bá gùn kọ́lá pọ̀n. Everything it has procedures, step by step. And if we follow the true lane, if we are on the right path and you are not crossing paths, you focus on your lane, you surely get to where you're going with no obstruction. Even if the road is rough, you get to where you're going. You just have to stay focused. You stay focused and you stay creative. So let's know what we're doing. And as a babalawo, whenever you are doing stuff for people, don't forget yourself. Don't forget yourself, because as you are helping people, there are some ajogun that are waiting for you because of what you are doing. You know that. We all know that. Ìfá says, mẹ́wẹ̀ẹ́ gà Ìfá fún wa níjẹ̀bú mọ́ orin ọgbọ̀gbọ̀n ní ìdàkóso ní ẹbẹ̀ kárí ògùn gbogbo àlàó sọ pé ìdí agbẹ́wíta láàyè làgbẹ́wíta rẹ̀. Don't say because you want the clients, the customers to make it and you want everything to work for them, so you forget yourself. If you are not good, or everything start to turn to other side for you, they will leave you. They will find another baba and they will assume you are incompetent because you can't help yourself. So as a babalawo, let's try and help ourselves. You work on yourself too, not just helping others and forgetting your own. And if us is about the greediness, let's stop being greedy. Because if you are greedy, if you have too much love for money, you may not live long. That's what Ifa says from Ogundaiwo. Ìfá ní tó bá kọ́fà sárasára bí ara wájú tí ń kọ́fà. Tó bá jẹ́rù kó tètè dẹnu àpò lẹ́ẹ̀kó lè bá rírù jẹ. Adífá fún kánjú ọ̀la, àbùfùn kánjú ọlá, ìgbàtàn kánjú ọ̀la ní fún kánjú wọn. If you cannot wait for your time, one can meet untimely death. And Ifa says, if you want to learn Ifa, you learn Ifa thoroughly. And if you are here because of the money, you open your pocket so that everything you see, you grab it. Like these people we're talking about. Ifa has already talked about them. When anything they see, they grab it. They don't miss any chance. They don't miss any opportunity in making money. They don't care, because they know they have a lot of people to back them to support their bad deeds, because they will never see their mistakes, but they will know how to cover every shit up by accusing other people for discriminating or from attacking them. Meanwhile, they are telling them the truth, but the truth is bitter. Nobody wants to hear the truth from you. If you are saying the truth, they will hate you. It's everywhere. they are saying the truth, they will hate you. So learn to mind your business sometimes. But when you see something that is gonna harm you or tarnish your image, you let them know. It's not about bullying or jealousy or envy. Everybody knows how they make their money and clients. But once I'm not bothering you, don't come to my lane. Once I'm not bothering you, don't come to my lane. You cannot call yourself my brother and you be snitching on me. You be backstabbing me. You will be spoiling my image just to see. And when we talk about patience, let's talk about patience in ebo, because a lot of people will be like, I make ebo and there is no result, there is no changes, there is no changes. Most times the problem is not from the babalawo, and sometimes the problem can be from babalawo. It depends. And sometimes the problem may not be from babalawo and even the client. The problem can be from the spirit, because imagine you that only come to spirit when you need them. There are some people that are with the spirit, those orishas every day, that are pleasing them, that are making requests. So you expect the orishas to leave their devotees and their loved ones and the one that take care of them and come to you that only come for emergency. That can work. Even if it's you, you will never answer. So don't leave Orisha so that Orisha will not neglect you when you need them. Because if you leave Orisha, if you need them, they will neglect you. Gbogbo àtọ àsọ̀rè òwèrè fún. So ẹ jẹ́ ká mọ nǹkan tá à ń ṣe. Let's take our time to learn today, because we barely have the ones that are willing to study and learn nowadays. Everybody wants money. Even me, at times it's so hard for me to go from my place to the baba's house to learn, but based on the knowledge and the discipline from our ogas, our boss, our elders that we live with, we still have the power and the ability to go sometimes to learn. So everybody is a learner, but as I say, we have the quack and the professional. We have the quack and the professional. So because if you say, because everybody is still under training now, we are not supposed to work. It was these people that are saying that works a lot, that do initiations, that do consecrations, a lot of stuff. So if you are saying this, are you going to quit and continue learning under your boss, or you work and you learn along? Because it's not clear, and we are not accusing anybody. We are trying to lecture ourselves, to motivate ourselves so we can learn. It's very important, because now they say before you can call yourself a babalawo, you have to know at least 4 verses from one old. What about the ones that learn 2 verses and they went to obtain chieftaincy and titles, then they become baba and they become the Oluwos, the Oloyes? What are we going to say to that? So the verse is Omotaye Bilaye Npon. You will dance to the tune of life, because Èṣù already said, Ayédìjàgbá arúgbó, wájà ń wájà, kẹ̀ kẹ̀, wájà ń wájà, Baby kuku, baby kuku, wada. Yeah, yeah. That's life. We have to play along, but we should not forget who we are. Somebody said we are just ordinary person. We are babalawo. Babalawo is not just ordinary person. Even though we learn to be perfect, but the person that says babalawo is just ordinary person can never go to an elder and tell them straight to their face that they are ordinary person. That's why we said we have respect. We are not talking about the youth one. We youth, we may be ordinary person because we are still under train. Babalawo and oníṣègùn is somebody that knows about herbs and roots, just like native doctor. Oníṣègùn can be any part of religion, can be doing any part of religion they want. They may be Christian, they may be Muslim, but their work is just about roots and herb medicine. That's what they are for, medicine. But some of them do have osayin, because osayin is related to leaves, roots, and herbs. So most of them do have osayin. But babalawo is IFA devotee, the one that take after Orunmila. They are babalawos. The ones that take after his steps, they are babalawos. And if you want to know, if you want to differentiate between a babalawo and oníṣègùn, if you go to a babalawo to make a consult, you are not the one to tell babalawo your problem. The babalawo will make a reading on you and they will tell you what your problem are or what your problem is, and the remedies through ebo that will be given to Eshu. But oníṣègùn don't make ebo. They deals with roots and herbs. You are the one to tell them your problem. And most times, if you can't tell them your problem, there are some that know the nature of people's sickness when they see you. But not with a medium of maybe opele or casting thing. They are based on leaves, roots, herbs, just for medicine, like local medicines. They are native doctors. We have Olorisha, we have Babalawo. You see, Olorisha, they use Erindilogun. They are still different from Oníṣègùn. Olorisha use Erindilogun, the cowries, for reading. They will read you, they will tell you your problems too. If you go to anybody and they make reading for you and you are not hearing any Odu Ifa from what they are telling you, they are not Babalawo. When the Babalawo make a reading for you, there will be a particular Odu that will come, and there are verses under that Odu. There are other messages from the reading before they start chanting what the Odu came for, maybe Ere or Ayewo, which is positive and negative. So they make ebo, they proceed to the chant, they tell you the nature of the problems and the materials from the Odu that will be used as remedy, ebo, Ibo, the appeasement, the orishas that you need to call on based on the Odu that came. Maybe you need victory and there is one particular verse that talk about Shango and how he got victory over enemy, or one verse that talk about Ogun, about victory and about work, like other thing, creativity or batala, some stuff like that. And after the appeasement, you expect the blessings, not like medicines that you use. That's Oníṣègùn. And for Onosa, Olóríṣà will use ẹ̀rìndínlógún and they will use ìpèsè for you as remedy or help. They use ìpèsè. But these days, most of Olóríṣà are chanting Odu. They are chanting Ifa because they say there is different lineage or what these people telling us these days. They say there's different lineage. We know there are different lineage, but our pattern are similar. If you are doing any other thing different from what people are doing, you are the only one that know where you bring yours. Because you cannot be the only one doing this. You have to have people doing the same. Because where did you learn from? If you don't have anybody doing it as you doing it, like yours, if you say you are different because you have different lineage and you know you are doing this Ifa and we don't see nobody that do it like you did, bro, you lying. Forget about difference in lineage. There is babalawo all over the world. So, and we can see the similarities, even though there are little difference based on how Ifa works in different states and different places, but we can still see the similarities. We all chant Ifa, we all read Odu. So if you are doing something that is different from all these and you are calling yourself a babalawo, you are not a babalawo. You are doing something else. You are on your own. And anybody that is following you are on their own. You are not discriminating. You are just saying the fact. Because they will start to talk bad about you that you take your time to learn and you know what you're doing because they don't want their image to be tarnished. They don't want people to, they want to go faster before you so that people will think you are the one that don't know what you're saying. That's why Yoruba says, I did the mole, olivema moloko. They will try to catch you before you catch them. And that's why you say see them before they see you. Because if you don't see them before they see you, no. And let's quickly talk about Ori. Yes, truth. And whosoever likes to listen, and whosoever that likes to say we are discriminating, we don't give true. Okay. So let's quickly talk about Ori. We've talked about Iwa and Ori, how Iwa works with Ori. We said Ori and Iwa are like twins. So if your Ori is not aligning with your Iwa, you are having fault. Your system is faulty spiritually, even physically, because you will never get yourself when your Ori is not aligning with your, because everything you can be doing may be turning upside down based on your character. One Ifa says Osa from the right, Ogbe from the left. Ifa says Asakasaka Egbeleke. Egbeleke náà asakasaka dífá fún orí ọmọ amúwàgùn pẹ̀rẹ̀pẹ̀. It's only your Ori that can change your character for you because you are used to your character. You are used to your character. Only your Ori, only your Ori can speak and work for you when your character is faulty. Ẹ̀yin ọmọ pórí la mú wàgùn awo ọ̀sá ògbè. Let's try and communicate with our Ori. Let's try and align with our Ori. Because it's that your Ori that will decide the Orisha that you go to. Because when they want to ask, if you are new into Ifa, they will say they want to discover the Orisha that holds your Ori. So that means it's your Ori that will tell you who holds it because you don't know. So you consult your Ori so that your Ori will guide you to the Orisha that will help you. How do you consult your Ori without Ifa? Even though you can consult your Ori personally without no medium, but there are some things that cannot work without IFA. Because if you want to discover the Orisha that holds your head now, and you start communicating with you can see signs, but you will not be 100% sure of yourself until you ask. That's why you go to a priest or a babalawo to help you out. Some people have even come to me to ask about their Orisha that hold their head. They will be like, they are suspecting this Orisha, and when it came out truly it will be that Orisha, because they've seen it and some people will tell you they've come across the Orisha from the dream. They are not lying. It do happens. And most time you may be thinking it's Obatala that holds your head because you are so cool, and you will see that it's Ogun. And also you may think it's if Eshu that holds your head, then you will see that it's Obatala. So don't get yourself confused when it comes out for you. That's your Orisha. And don't say because they said you because you know that you are not so cool to the extent of being a child of Obatala, so you may be thinking they are lying for you. It's not that Obatala is that so cool that you step on his toe and he will be looking you like a dummy. No. When they said he has character, it's because of his age, and not because of his age. You know, whenever you see an old person, they will behave like an old people. So that's why they have character. And they have some situations that they fucked up to, but they know how to amend their shit before it starts getting elaborating. They know how to defend their shit and work on it before it before it start becoming error for them. Like from the Odu Osa Ofun, where Obatala is molding heads and he is taking palm wine. And meanwhile, he has been warned by Olodumare not to drink when he's molding, so that he won't mold with errors. Because once you are tipsy and you are drunk, you can never be balanced in what you are doing. So the molding will be like crooks. So you will mold some with one hair, some with one eye, some with only one arm, and that's how they become. So he is the one that take care of the ones that are disabled. He is the one that mold the disabled. So he has to accept them as his children because he is the one that mold them based on the mistakes. And when during that period when he is taking the palm wine, he has a disciple called Aya, like red monkey. That red monkey is like a servant that works with Obatala. Whenever Obatala wants to carry maybe some clay or mold to work, he helps Obatala. And he knows that it's whenever Obatala take the wine, the palm wine, that he starts misbehaving with the mood. So he wanted to report to Obatala, but he has forgotten that Obatala is not just ordinary human being. Before he gets to Olodumare to report, Obatala has make a reading, and they tell Obatala to make a pap, to crush a pap in a bowl, so that it will look like a palm wine instead of a palm wine. So it will give the color of the palm wine and it will be liquid. So you will have to disguise and lie in that situation and pretend as if he is taking that pap instead of wine. Yes, Orila Baboka Flores, as if we are coming back. So as he tried to amend that sheet he made, on getting to Olodumare by what is it, Red Monkey, trying to explain and report what Obatala does. Then Olodumare sent two messengers to follow the red monkey to check what Obatala is doing. As they get to the word to ask Obatala was in the bowl beside you, because the report came that you are drinking palm wine which you shouldn't be taking while molding. Then Obatala said it wasn't wine, it was pap. I crushed the pap. So when they checked and they saw that it wasn't a wine, that it was pap, and the messenger left back to give report to Olodumare that Red Monkey was just lying on Obatala. They have to let Obatala handle it, because Obatala will take care of Red Monkey. He is his servant. He knows what to do. Then what the sound that the Red Monkey was saying when the messenger were with them is Mosari, that the thing is like white, but I saw it. So he said he's not sure if it's palm wine or a pap. So that's how Obatala has victory over Red Monkey at that situation. So Obatala has to curse the Red Monkey that that's what you'll be saying from now on. Mosafu, Mosari, Mosafu, Mosari. So when they say you are child of Obatala, it doesn't mean that when they slap you, you turn your left cheek. When they slap your right cheek, you turn your left cheek. If you do that, you just take it. You are not taking it for Obatala. And we are not saying whenever they come to you or they cross their boundary over to you, you should react. That's why we said we need patience, because Obatala is the one that gives character. He gives character. So when they say you give character, it doesn't mean that you should come and exhaust my character, because you know I have a lot. Orí làbá bọ ká fi òrìṣà sílẹ̀. Yes, I said your Ori is the one that will choose the Orishas that hold your head. It's your Ori that will, so if you neglect your Ori and you want your Ori to choose the Orisha for you, will it choose the real one for you? No. You don't leave your Ori, you don't neglect your Ori, so that anything you ask in your Ori will be giving you the good response. Orí làbá bọ ká fi òrìṣà sílẹ̀, but it's just like a proverb. It's not that you should neglect Orisha. They are not saying you should neglect Orisha, but they are telling you that your Ori come first. Because if you say you neglect Ori, you are taking care of your Ori, but you neglect your Orisha. Your Ori cannot work alone without Orisha. You hear the what do they call it? Is it the previous or at the front of that word Orisha? We have Ori and we have Sa. That is something that is separate. Ori, Sa. So you cannot neglect Orisha because you have your Ori. Your Ori will choose the Orisha that you will follow. That's why they say you have to consult your Ori first before you consult Orisha. So not that you should neglect Orisha because you have Ori. No, you can never neglect Orisha, because it's that Orisha that even when Ori wants something from you, assuming Ifa now, you have to ask Ifa what your Ori wants. So if you say you neglect Ifa and your Ori decided to take a guinea from you and you are using a catfish, is that accepted? That's not acceptable by your Ori. So for you to know what your Ori wants, you even go to Orisha. Ori, Ori ló ní sí. Your Ori. And I said your Ori can never be 40. It's your character that can be faulty. We do say it from the old what is this old? Erosion Ogunda. Your ori can never be faulty. It's your character that can be faulty. Tiwa nìkan ló ṣòro, orí ò ní burú tó fi dálẹ̀ ẹ̀fẹ̀, tiwa nìkan ló ṣòro. Let's know how to communicate with that. Let's know the taboos of our ori. There are some ori that has some special taboos, like they may be like little taboos, but they are not little taboos to the people that own the taboos. Ori inú, ori òde. Yeah, ori inú, ká parí inú mi kó má bà tòde mi jẹ́. Ori inú, ori òde, ori òde, ori inú. Ori inú is your character. Ori òde is your head. If your character spoiled, it will affect the ori ìta. That's why I said it's ìwà that can get spoiled, not your ori. Even though we think from our brain, but you have to digest what you are thinking before you take actions. You just don't take action without digesting what you're thinking, because if something comes to your mind and you are not digesting it, you can't even get it the way it's coming. You have to get it right and digest it before you take action. So ori inú rẹ, if you are not aligning with ori inú, you are not aligning the ori inú with ori òde, you are on the wrong path. So it's the character that will beg not to spoil our ori. A máa bẹ ori inú kó má bà tòde jẹ́. And the belly button is the center for is the spot for the ori inú. Your ori inú will decide the type of reaction that you give to a situation. Like when you are in a, like some situation happens now suddenly, it's your ori inú that will decide your reaction to that situation. So if your ori inú is not aligning with your ori òde, you can never get the situation, you can never get through with the situation. So let's take care of our ori. And I said there are little things that looks like taboos. Some people, their ori are not allowing them to let different people touch their head. They don't like it. Their ori will start doing blah 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 when it does start to happen. When they start letting just anybody touch their ori or make appeasement to their ori for them, things will start changing. And a taboo is very sacred. When they say something is a taboo, don't try it. Don't try it. When they say something is a taboo, don't try it. Ẹ má dẹ́jà, because the karma, when the karma start to eat with the taboo. Ifá says ọba ni ò torí ogun dádé, òrìṣà lọ́sẹ̀ ẹ̀mọ̀gbò ni ò fi idà fún òṣìkà, ìbá fi idà fún òṣìkà, ìbá fi pa gbogbo ọmọ aráyé. That's taboo. That's why we have to learn. We have to learn about taboos. Know your taboos. So Adébáfẹ́wọ̀ tó sọ ọmọdékùnrin nǹkan pa. Gbogbo awẹ tọ́jú èdìwọ̀, ọ̀rọ̀ èdìwọ̀ owó ló máa ń dẹ̀dú o. Gbogbo awẹ tọ́jú èdìwọ̀. And if you start taking your taboo, don't say because you take it today and something is not reflecting. and you not seeing changes, or there is nothing that will happen, you continue using the taboo, or you continue taking the taboo. IFA will never ask you in a day or in a week. He says onínú fùfù tí ń bini lọ́rọ̀ ẹgbẹ̀rúndínlógún. It's not for his sake but for your sake, because you don't know when you come across the taboo and it will affect you. You can know. You can know when you come across the taboo. Maybe they say you shouldn't eat a particular food now, and let's say you mistakenly take it and nothing happens. Then you think maybe this thing is not my taboo, or maybe they lie. You take it again, nothing happens, and there will be a particular day that you will come across it and you will not escape, because you would have get used to it. What you live for a long period of time that is your favorite, and you start taking it back, you will never escape it. You will never escape it. Onínú fùfù tí ń bini lọ́rọ̀ ẹgbẹ̀rúndínlógún ọdún. It may be after 16 or after 2 decades or after a decade before you start to eat your kama with taboo. Ọmọdé ó búròkó ó bojú ẹ̀yìn, òjò kọ́ lolúwéré ń pa ni. If you abuse the monster from the trees and you watching back, don't expect the monster to come at the right moment. It may be the time that you didn't expect at all. And let's learn to depend on ebo instead of juju, ogun. Spells. Learn to depend on ebo and have faith in ebo than the spells, because you know, Ifa says ogun ló lọ́jọ́ kan wàràwàrà. The spells can work faster. It can work faster and easier, so quick. Energy sent. But the ebo works forever, because you are not making ebo just for you. That's why you see sometimes when you make ebo, you think your prayer is not being answered, or it's taking too long before your prayer is being answered. No. You may come for financial problem, and if I will be telling you to go and give birth, to go and have child. Meanwhile, you don't know, maybe the child is bringing wealth for you. So how will you know if the babalawo is not telling you, or you don't make any priest to tell you that? And you were busy working and running after money, and everything you've been doing is not working out because you are not taking the right step. You are taking the right step at the wrong time. So let's learn to do the right thing at the right time. Let's try to consult. And whenever you hear anything from one babalawo that is strange, you learn to consult others that you know that are even maybe bigger or older, so as to clear your doubt, so that you don't be a victim. Yeah, let's learn to consult, because you can never know your problem yourself. Even though if you are a seer, you can't see everything by yourself. Let's learn to consult. And when babalawo are giving us advice, let's leave advice. The advice, the Yoruba says, the advice is far better than making ebo. But no, before they give you advice, it will come with ebo. The person that will give you the advice will have to be a priest. And when the advice came to you, it will come with ebo. They will tell you what to do. So if you make the ebo and you are not taking heed to what the babalawo is saying, you are not taking the advice, you are not helping the ebo you are making. Even if the ebo want to work, it will work in other direction, because it will have to take some corners to help you out based on the advice that you are not taking. And at times you may not see what you want because you are not aligning, you are not aligning. Let's learn to have patience and have faith in everything we are doing. Yeah, you are welcome. Yeah, if you are making a see, there is even difference in making a ball with making reading with ikin and making reading with opele. If you are going for a reading with ikin, you make sure you do your elbow right at the moment. You make sure you are prepared for the elbow if you want to consult with a reading with ikin. Yes, that's how we manifest the shift from ikin and from opele. You may go to, the opele is like a quick means of making reading for people, just a quick means of making reading, even though it's sacred itself, but it's like a quick means of making reading. So you can make a reading with opele and decide to make a board the next day or the next third day. And there is this one thing: if you make a reading and the odu that came is sacred to some stuff, maybe the odu is a sacred odu, because we have some odu that are more sacred, and it's also come negative. You have to make sure you make the ebo as fast as possible. Don't let your ebo take long before making it. If you know you are not ready for ebo, you wait. You wait, especially if you want to use ikin. You wait till the time that you can make ebo. But for the opele, you can make reading now and you make ebo in the next week, even if it come positive and maybe area J or area Eku. Anytime, because if you do a reading now and the babalawo tell you a certain amount, if it's a genuine babalawo, not the one that will ask you the $3,000 for a ebo, the genuine one that will ask the good amount from you, you will see the money to make the ebo. It now depends on you if you are going to use the money for the ebo or for the other thing. And now you make ebo, you make reading, they tell you to make ebo maybe when they are making the reading and after the chants and every other messages they have for you. If I said you should not let the ebo take long, there are some situations like that that they will say for this ebo to work for this so person, it has to be done as fast as possible, or it has to be done properly, or this person is not going to make the ebo, because if I do say that this person that come for reading will not make ebo, at times it's not that the person will not make ebo, but to make the person work faster on the ebo. And ebo, if you make ebo today, you should not be expecting that as they are making the ebo for you, you are becoming this, you are becoming that. Maybe you make the ebo because of money, and you think as you make the ebo, you will be a partner to Elon Musk. No, not that you will not see the blessings. You see the blessings, but not like you're thinking. So that's why I say ebo is made by babalawo. It doesn't work like spells. Don't compare ebo with spells. Ebo doesn't work. At times ebo works immediately, and at times it works later, because you are not making the ebo. Imagine the ebo that they are making for success, and you want it to come to pass right at the moment as they are making the ebo for you. Did you have any expectation? Are you working towards some things before you are making the elbow? Even though if you are working towards it, is it the right time for you to read from what you are working towards, or you are waiting on the elbow to work? So if you are waiting on the elbow to work, you are not the only person that make elbow in that day, even though it's not by who come first, it's by grace. But you have to know that you are not the only. There are some people that are on one single thing that they are making elbow on just a single problem, that their problem has not been solved yet, but they still have the belief because there will be changes. It may not be much, but you will see changes when you make elbow. You definitely see changes. If you make elbow and there is no changes, you have to ask your ori what's happening. You consult your ori. Maybe your ori is not aligning with the job they're doing for or the work they're doing for you, or you are doing something that are not right. At times you can make elbow and the babalawo might have not reached the proper point that will help you out based on your problem. That's why they say, that's why some baba says the 4 verse is not even enough for you to be a babalawo. Because if it's like how IFA is now, my brothers know what I'm talking about. When a client comes to you and you have to do a reading, you need to chant a lot of verses before you get to the point that the person come for. And at times it may be the first verse that you chant, and it may not even be the first, it may be the fifth before you get to the point of the problem. And if you only know 2 verses, and the 2 verses only speak about Ajé and Ori, or maybe let's say the 2 verses talk about uh, just one lady that need child, and the other verse talk about where you have to make able for long life, and this person is coming for a sickness that is maybe in abdomen, maybe abdomen issue, and you are chanting Ifa for children, you are chanting Ifa for money, and you have never gotten to the point of the problem. How are you gonna do it? Imagine you that even the 2 verses that you learn, you can't say a single one out of it, and you are expecting people to come and make reading, and if they come and make reading, what are you going to tell them? You will be manipulative. There is no how you want to do it, because Ifá says, Yoruba says àìgbọ́fá là ń wòkè, Ifá kan ò sì ń para. If you don't know what to say, you don't look up. There is no Ifá at all if you don't know what to chant for customer, because they will be right in your presence, and you can't go into a book to look for Ifá for customer that is in your presence. You have to talk from your experience and the knowledge. So as you are making the reading, you are chanting for them straight. Let's just say this is how Ifa works. There is no internet. How many people will be left? How many people will take their time to learn, as people are after money now? Nobody. Because when we start learning, they don't tell us that we are learning for customers, for clients. They don't even tell me that I'm learning for me to have omawo, because they don't even allow us to do some certain shit back then. Even back then, if you have 4 verse in your head as omawo, and there is a lot of babawos, the headers on the ground, you have to keep your two. You speak the two out of the 4, you keep the other 2. You don't want to be get whoop. So if it continues like that, who will go to Odiawo? Who will go to Odiawo when they are not even ready to learn? Hmm? When they are not ready to learn, who will be there when they are still doing those things? When we are learning, they tell us that we are learning for ourselves. That when we have problem, we will know how to handle it ourselves. That's what they told us. They didn't tell us that we are learning to make money. Before they tell us we are learning to make money, we are grown. They target the time that it's gonna be the time that you have to work hard for yourself to earn money. That's when they let us know that we are learning because of clients and customers and from our rules. We thought we are just learning because of our brothers, because we are brothers in IFA. So when you have Ose I will come to you. When you have Odun I will come to you. When you have a problem and you do a reading, you call me as a Babalawo. We think that's how it works. We don't know that before we know that we can press phone and have clients on the internet. Uh, we've went a far way. Yes, to cover we learn because of ourselves. Because if any of my family has an issue now that is spiritual, they will not go elsewhere. They will not go where they will be scammed or they will be duped or they will be charged, overcharged. They will come to me because they know because I might not even ask them for anything. I may have the thing they need at home. We think that's how it works. We don't know that. So when we get to some odus and we start questioning them, that's how we learn that, oh, so we can have this in this, we can have that in that. But still yet, they will not allow us to make akoshi. They will tell us to focus on the knowledge. They will wake us up at 6 a.m. to walk around the town to learn from the babas. We come back at noon. Then we recite what we learned for our guys, our boss. So if you don't get it, you go back the other day to learn the same old. Meanwhile, you have a long way to go. So if you are lazy in learning and reciting, or you don't have strong brain to recite, um, it will take you a long time. Because our guys, our babas, our boss do told us that if you can take your first 3 years as serious as you wish to learn, you have your at least 2 verses or four verses, depends on how many verses you learn. So every third days you go and learn more. And if you didn't get what you learned today, the other time you're still going to learn the same thing. So that's what makes it look so hard. But since there is an institution now that you can go to a class and sit to learn on the chalkboard, you can have your 2 verse easily. But it will not be easier for you to absorb because it's not easy to read from a book and learn IFA. The best way is to go to those Baba to learn from mouth to mouth because of the dialect, the tone. We have different tones for words in Yoruba. Like we have Agbon, which is Agbon. We have Agbon, which is Agbon. The same spellings, but different tones. They have the same spelling, different tones and different meaning, but they have the same. So imagine you write this thing down and it has been years before you come across the old bag. How are you going to differentiate if you are not, and most people doesn't know how to put signs. We've lost a lot in learning Yoruba because the other people, the other religion are trying to demolish the word Yoruba and everything that lies in it. So only few people can speak genuine Yoruba. Only few people can speak genuine Yoruba. Not everybody can speak genuine Yoruba. So imagine you that you can't even speak genuine Yoruba and you don't know sign. So you write a particular Odu. and years later you come across the old one, how are you going to be sure of the thing you pronouncing that it is agbon, not agbon? That you are talking about basket, not a bee, or agbon, coconut. How are you going to be sure that you are talking about coconut, not a basket? So that's why it's so good to go to those baba to learn from their mouth. They will never allow you to speak ori for ori. They will never allow you to say agbon instead of agbon. Kudos to our babas, Baba Ariwo of Merciful Land, Ogbomoso, and Araba of Ogbomoso land, and Are ilẹ̀ Yorùbá. I pay homage to you all. They are my bosses, my ogas. They will never allow you to say agbon instead of agbon. If you learn today and they call it agbon for you and you come back the other day to say agbon, they will have to teach you all over. They will tell you to recite it all over and relearn. They will not assume that you've learned it, that you've known it. They will assume you don't get it and you have to study more. You keep repeating it until you are able to say it with no mistakes. So we are not discriminating and we are not boasting. We are not bullying. We are just trying to enlighten ourselves. Because if we cannot call ourselves from inbox to address sheet, this is how we do it. A lot of people have sent some attacks with videos, sheet posts. Meanwhile, they are the cause of their problems. They will snitch on you and they will try to catch you first. They will try to accuse you of their shit. But once you start talking, they will take it as bullying, jealousy, and envy. They won't take look at their problems, what they cause with their character. They said, olórí ibú ó pàdé ẹni ìyà, á wá dàbí pé kò séèyàn rere láyé mọ́. The poor ones we meet with the misfortune, and the world will seem like there is no other good one in it no more. So I hope we learn and we try to enlighten ourselves more. Olódùmarè will help us, and as we learn, it will be useful for us by the grace of Olódùmarè. Ẹ̀là ìbọrú, ẹ̀là ìbọyè, ẹ̀là ìbọ ṣíṣẹ, ogbó atọ́ àsúré ìwò ìwò fún.